Hello and welcome back to another week of Sambo iRacing. We are back in the BMW M2, this time at Charlotte Roval 2025 layout for the Production Car Challenge and Production Endurance Challenge. Now if you want to race this exact setup in use by Gianni Lutzu around here, all you need to do is click on our website. There is a link in the description, sambosetups.com, or if you're already on Patreon and you would prefer to do that method, we also have that still available. And a big thank you to the 110 members that have joined us in our first 3 and a bit weeks. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and as always, it's going to be a hot lap, then a breakdown, and we will be back in the cockpit one final time, the driving line on. If you want coaching from Gianni, look to driverperformance.com, link in the description. Let's go. Here we are, smashing it down the main straight, looking for our braking marker into turn 1, which is just before the 1 marker, braking up to about 45%. Back on the gas in 3rd gear, now up to 4th, a little bit of a lift as we go through turn 2. Head over to the left-hand side just before the Bank of America sign. On the brakes up to about 20%. Long trail off, still trailing off now. Picking back up on the gas just ahead of the apex in 3rd gear. Exit nice and wide, don't go on the grass. Really nice wide entry here into this turn. And again, as we go over the crest, on the brakes up to about 28, 30% down to 3rd gear. Back on the gas. Keep it nice and straight with the steering wheel as you brake initially and trail that off, picking back up on the gas in 2nd gear. Going to be heading out towards the stars there to the right, the Charlotte sign. And now we go back down to the bottom of the track. Where's he holding it? Yeah, just with the bottom wheels just on the line. Now we head over to the right-hand side, and braking marker is going to be just before the 5. Long on the brakes, down to 3rd gear. Back on the gas at the 2nd apex there. Don't hit the wall on exit. Really cut this corner, but you've got to get your right-hand tyres back up to the line before that horizontal white line. I'll go through it in the breakdown. He's holding it as low as possible here without scrubbing the tyres. Now on the brakes just before those barrels. Down to 3rd gear, back on the gas. Little lift on exit, and over and across the line he goes in a 128 flat. Right, we'll do the breakdown lap next. Okay, so here we are with the breakdown lap. So first braking marker just after the 2. So there you go. This is what it looks like when you get on the brakes. And he hits, 47 peak pressure. Trails that off and starts getting back on the gas at the apex. Gets up to full power. Gets nice and tight to that wall on the right-hand side. Little lift as we go through this one. Now, he's going to get on the brakes exactly where we are now. So just before this entrance road on the left-hand side that you can just see there. And holds it around 20%-ish. Trails it off. Still holding it now. Still at 6%. And only now does he get off the brake. Drops it down to 3rd. And it's a gradual build-up of that throttle. Doesn't hit 100% till he's through the curb. Now we're turning in. And just a little lift and getting on the brakes, only up to sort of 10% in 4th gear. Back on the gas, so he's at 2/3 pressure as he goes over that curb. Now he reaches 100%, but once we get to the top of this crest, immediately off the gas, on the brakes, briefly up to sort of 25%. Holds it there, drops it down to 3rd, and picking back up on the gas where we are now. So once the wheel is straight and sort of aiming at that MCM results sign up ahead, that's when he gets on the brakes, reaches up to sort of 62%, trails it off down to 2nd gear, starts picking up on the gas now. And again, not just smashing that throttle pedal down, you're just going to get a ton of wheel spin, traction control kicking in. Heading over to the right side, and we're going to start braking just before the 5 marker. So the brakes on the BMW M2 are terrible. So there we go. So he's holding it at around 60%. Now people always say, why doesn't he brake later and harder? That's because Gianni always drives as if he's in a race rather than driving just for a hot lap. So this is the way that you're wanting to be doing it if you are actually in a race, so that you don't actually cook your tyres early on. And he's going to continue to trail off all the way down to the 2nd apex here, and this is where he starts getting back on the gas. Doesn't reach 100% till he's all the way at the exit and pointing away from the wall. So you've got to get your right-hand tyres back up above this white line, the long white line in front of us, before we hit this horizontal white line just in front of the nose of the car. now we're going to start braking exactly where he is now, so well ahead of these barrels on the left-hand side. And again, he's just trying to hold it at around 45%, retain full control of the car, and that way you can drop it down to third, get the car turned in, and as soon as we're over that first curb, he gets back on the gas. Doesn't hit 100% until now. And over and across the line he goes in a 128 flat. So as I say, if you want to try this exact setup, it does feel so much better than the fix. For Gianni, he said it was about 0.6 faster. All you need to do is visit sambosetups.com or our Patreon page. Right, we have one final version coming up next with the driving line on without me talking. Enjoy.